Oh, hello, and welcome to Nana's Crochet Ideas. I am your host, Terry, and I am here today to talk about a little bit about my trip. Now, I left the beginning of May for Delaware. I made a couple of stops on the way to visit a couple of yarny friends. So I stopped in Illinois, of course, to see Lottie, and we spent some time together, and then I went down to Kentucky and went to see Dora and spent some time down there, and then went back up to Illinois, spent some more time up there, and then headed over to Delaware, where I went to see a yarny friend and help her after she had brain surgery. I did get to make some amazing stops on the way. I had some trials and tribulation, of course, but I always felt taken care of. I always felt safe, and there was always someone to help me if I needed it, and I did need it. So I broke down in Ohio after I left Illinois. My RV wouldn't run, so I had to tow it to a yard until the insurance company could decide what they were going to do. And then I rented a budget cargo van, packed all my stuff in it, and drove to Delaware. Stayed there for several months. And waited for the insurance company to do their deed, give me a check, and then I shopped for a new RV, which is a lot bigger than what I had, like 10 feet longer. So that was interesting. That's what I could find, and that's what I could afford, so that's what I went with. And then I drove back. The drive back, I had a week to get home. It took me a week. I left on a Sunday. I spent 2 nights and a day in Kentucky. I spent one night and most of the day in Illinois, and then I headed home. And of course, there is a video that you probably have already seen of my trip. So I'm home back in Clear Lake, and next month I've got a trip to the Bay Area and a trip to Idaho planned. And then in January, I will head out again for another lengthy trip. But all in all, I have to say that I was very surprised in several things. So I met up with 4 friends that I made on YouTube. 2 are sisters in Christ. Well, Lottie is too, but 2 are sisters in Christ that we became friends. And one in Kentucky, Dora, one in Pennsylvania, that is Catherine, and then my soul sister, Donna, in Delaware, and my bestie, Lottie, in Illinois. So I met up with those 4 women. I have to say that not only did I meet the nicest people and the most helpful people on the road, people that I would have never run into where I live, which is probably the surprising part of it, because I've been in California my whole life. And there are people in California who are friendly, but they're not as friendly as what I met on the road. Nor would I have found the people to help me with the things I had. Like, I drove, as I was driving from California to Illinois, my awning flew off and the arm hit the overcab window and shattered it. So I couldn't climb up on I was barely walking. I couldn't climb up on the RV and tape the window up. But I was able to find people. Everybody I asked for help was willing to help me and went above and beyond. I have to say that the women who I met up with opened their homes to me and were I don't know, I knew that we were friends, and I knew that I was excited to see them all, but I don't know if I expected them to open their homes the way they did, to me, being basically a stranger, kind of, sort of. So I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised and very glad to have met in person all of them. And all of them, I will have their links down in the description box below. So I had a great time with all of them. They were everything I thought they were and more. And I think that we'll be lifelong friends for all of them. And let's see. So the trip home was eventful. I did a video. I did not get to stop at as many nice places on the way home as I did on the way out there. On the way out there, I had more planning time. And so I made plans to stop at certain farms or residents or places, businesses that opened up to travelers, RVers. I had joined a group, and I had the option of staying at many of those places, and that's what I did on the way out there, which was a quick trip, but I knew I had to get back here. I was running a little bit later than I had planned. I had doctor's visits scheduled for every day for 2 weeks to do when I got home, so I didn't have time to be late. I had to be back in a week. But I did it. I stayed mostly at truck stops or rest areas. I felt perfectly safe, and the drive wasn't bad. I made myself, because this RV is so much larger, I did make myself stop more frequently and get up and stretch and make sure that I didn't over-fatigue myself on the drive. Because you figure I did over 3,000 miles, probably 3,500, maybe a little more, in 7 days. So I did a lot of driving. But I also took time to see some sights, and I took time to visit friends, and I took time to have a not real stressful, physically or emotionally stressful trip. So I just wanted to share that a little bit out there with you, with everyone who's wondered or followed along, and let you know that I had a great time, and I can't wait to get back out on the road again. All right, so I do not have my blessings right here. They're somewhere, I'm sure, not too far away, but I don't know where right now. So I will wish that God be with each and every one of you today and every day. Have a wonderful few days, and I will talk to you again real soon. All right, thank you. Bye now.